what this is bound to be is a mention of Stephen Gibb, because he is Barry Gibb's son, the Bee Gee, Barry Gibb's son. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what marketing does, and that's understandable. However, the album that he's involved in, Kill the Robot, or the band, are exciting and interesting on their own merit, on their own basis, which is good in it. It's an 80s sound, which is very popular at the moment. That really hits some kind of zeitgeist. I'm not saying it's done in a calculated way, because sons of the fathers often now are looking at those kind of 80s feelings and those kind of 80s pop and those kind of 80s indie styles, and prog is thought to be that as well. So there's a folky feel, though, to start this. Mothership starts with real folk and some atmosphere and a keening solo, which is then doubled, and I'm wondering where it's going. But then we've got Western Shores, which has a pushy 80s chorus, and it's rather good. We've got some indie prog in Better Than. We've got some 80s synth, an 80s explosion in the middle of Summer Days, and then a floaty kind of Tubeway Army synth with a disconnected Gary Newman vocal, which turns into, very dry drums by the way, which turns into a kind of indie, plinky, synthy feel. That's, is that above? I think it is. And it's good. It's good stuff, this. It's good work. In fact, that kind of Tubeway Army feeling, called A Gave, by the way, best thing here, I think, because it's very different to the rest of the stuff. But then, what is their sound? Right now becomes a kind of guitar-led romp. And I'm wondering whether they're 60s, whether they're prog, whether they're rock, whether they're indie. I love that. And probably it's difficult to sell that. But it's a great thing to start with. And you can just see what you want to do. But, you know, have a listen to this. It's out tomorrow. Have a listen to it. And I think you'll really have a good time. I know that I blooming well did. Ta-ta.